designed to keep you out of trouble and even how to deal with home invasions. Firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invites you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
Digital marketing is a big part of just about every business. It's everywhere. Is your business using it to your advantage? You could be losing sales by the second. Salem Surround can help you. We give you all the right tools to surround your target audience and turn website visitors into leads. A full-service digital agency, providing you with all your marketing under one roof. Contact Salem Surround. Learn more at surroundchicago.com. Surroundchicago.com, connecting you with new customers.
You want a hemp extract you can trust. Quantum Nutrition Lab's high-quality standards mean you can get just that with Quantum Hemp Extract. Call 888-588-7578 or visit us online at qnlabs.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD, host of Healthline. Tune in and hear the latest breakthrough information for you and your family.
Join Dr. Bob Marshall for Healthline, Saturday morning at 10 on AM 560, The Answer.
You've heard Rumpke's Garage commercials on AM 560, and now they specialize in servicing Sprinters and light-duty diesels. But the experts at Rumpke's also service Isuzu and Chevy low-cab forward trucks. So if you own an Isuzu or Chevy low-cab forward truck but aren't sure where to get it repaired, take it to Rumpke's Garage, your number one dealer alternative for repairs to your Isuzu NPR, Isuzu F-Series, or Chevy low-cab forward truck. Whether gas or diesel, your truck is the lifeline of your business. That's why Rumpke's Garage offers free loaners while your truck is being serviced. They'll even pick up and deliver for your convenience. Rumpke's Garage has the factory scan tool to properly diagnose Isuzu and Chevy low-cab forward trucks. Their commitment to your business is backed with a complimentary maintenance plan and free 2-year warranty. Go to Rumpke'sGarage.com to learn more about their specialization in Isuzu and Chevy low-cab forward trucks and schedule your appointment today. That's Rumpke's, REMKES, Garage.com.
This live program is sponsored by Safer USA OT Media Group. It's time for On Target Radio, Chicagoland's only radio show dedicated to the red meat issues that affect your life, from gun control to freedom of speech. Now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
Welcome to On Target Radio. I'm here with our hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Let me tell you, this show is going to be sick. No, not in that crazy high school millennial way, and I don't even know if kids use sick in that way anymore. And no, not in the other way either. Get your minds out of the gutters. I've just gotten over some 48-hour bout of something, and David and Gretchen are battling something that, from what I understand, can only be cured by a priest and some sort of human sacrifice. Anyway, tonight, learn why Dems say they delayed the impeachment vote, find out what crazy idea one Virginia legislator has to enforce new gun laws, and are Jews being targeted in America? Later, your AOC, Moment of Zen, the Punch a Cop plan, and then Gretchen's action items, which I'm sure don't include punching any cops. All that and more on tonight's On Target Radio. To participate, give us a call at 312-642-5600, watch us live on YouTube On Target Radio, or head on over to Facebook On Target Radio, give us a like, and ask a question or make a comment there.
Might include punching a cop. There's one here. George, is there a way that we can just lock down all the cough buttons and leave them down?
I'm going to scoot on over this way.
I used to say that I've never tried that before.
It's a little counterintuitive for a radio show.
I think the off button has the same effect, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, driving up here was interesting. It was kind of like a symphony. There were these parts, and so there'd be this kind of high pitched, and then I'd go, and it was a long drive.
You guys should have recorded it. You could have play back on a mix or something.
It's gonna be an interesting show.
Could have done jingle bells out of it.
I'm almost out of voice, so George is gonna have to turn up the gain a lot on me because I'm almost completely out.
Well, your mother will let you know if it's too low.
Yeah, your voice is so bad that I'm only hearing you both in the leftmost side. Oh, wait, that's just the headphones, I'm sure.
So having said that, in between coughs, I find it interesting that the Democrats. This is probably not that big of a surprise. The reason they didn't, the reason that they delayed the impeachment vote, you would think it was to ponder, to dwell.
Right. The Republicans raise serious issues. We want to think about this. We want to give it serious thought and consideration.
You would think.
I would hope.
Just something that kind of deserves that kind of thought, attention, and due diligence and stuff like that. But I don't think those are words that they know.
He's only the president. It turns out it wasn't quite that complicated.
It was not anywhere close to that level of gravitas.
No, that's a good word, gravitas.
I love gravitas.
I do too. It turns out that the reason that they postponed it was because, and you can't make this up.
No.
is because it really wasn't prime time. They wanted to make sure people watched it.
The TV cameras had gone home.
Yeah. It was no more cameras. And, of course, you've never met a Democrat that didn't want to be in front of the camera.
Of course, C-SPAN was still there, but nobody watches C-SPAN.
Even they don't watch C-SPAN. It literally was, in fact, the rep is from the House of Representatives, Ted Deutsch. He actually said, the American people deserve to see it. It ought to take place in the light of day. And then he goes on to say, the most important thing we're going to do in this committee, he said, of course, we shouldn't rush it. Now, that's interesting because they rushed the heck out of it and everything else to get it in. But when they ran late and there weren't people watching them anymore. See, I think they're thinking that they're still hanging their hat on, we're going to be heroes by doing this.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they quite realize that the ship has already sunk.
Yeah, it's, and the next article actually says that, or one of the articles, Trump is like, listen, my poll numbers are through the roof. We're fundraising like crazy. This is backfiring on you guys like big time. They'd be better off to call it a day, but, they're just...
Doubling down.
They're like a Doberman. They're just latched on. They're not letting go.
Yeah, they're fundamentally doubling down. You're listening to a very squeaky, cracky, on-target radio. This is AM 560, The Answer. Give us a call, 312-642-5600. It's not so much that we want to hear what you have to say. It's that you really don't want to hear us. And so if we get some good callers...
we need to stop talking.
Yeah, it'd be much better than Froggy here. But yeah, give us a call, 312-642-5600. What do you think of the whole impeachment thing? Trump, I wouldn't say he overreacted. I would say he probably reacted appropriately.
What I read in that article, I really liked what he said.
Yeah, he said it's a witch hunt. It's a sham. It's a hoax. Nothing was done wrong. Zero was done wrong. He's an interesting speaker. Once he gets a sentence that works, he kind of just keeps working that sentence. I think it's a horrible thing to be using the tool of impeachment, which is supposed to be used in an emergency, and it would seem many, many years apart, to be using this for a perfect phone call where the president of that country, the Ukraine, said there was no pressure, didn't even know what we were talking about. It was perfect. The relationship was perfect. I've done much more for them than Obama did for them. He had to get that in.
Right.
Yeah, he had to get that in.
I do love that, though, because when I heard that, so our people, I don't know who it was, I don't know if it was investigators from one of the committees or something, but they contacted Zelensky of Ukraine, and they asked him, did you feel that it was quid pro quo? Did you feel that, you had to do something to get the military aid? And he was like, no.
Exactly.
Zelensky himself said there was nothing wrong with the phone call. To me, it should have been done at that point. Mic drop. We're done.
Game
here.
over, right?
Yeah. Really. It's Trump said that Pelosi got duped into doing this, and that's probably true. She really does think she's the smartest person in the room.
Well, what he said is she got duped in the interview, and it's true.
Yeah. It was Politico, I think. Yeah, Politico. She actually said in an interview, well, we've been working on this for 3 years. Oops.
Well, yeah, she said 2.5.
2.5, 3, whatever. But yeah. And that's that. Everyone, I think, just went, what?
Yeah.
It was like this. You actually just admitted that.
Yeah, Trump said the reporter was shocked when she got this answer.
But you will remember that in point of fact, 15 minutes after the results were announced?
Oh, my gosh.
Wasn't it like 15 minutes?
If that.
And the press was out saying, was it CNN or was it MSN? I can't remember which one it was.
I don't remember.
One of them was out saying, we're going to impeach him. For what? Taking the oath?
Right. Yeah. No, they were the Trump derangement syndrome started like as soon as they were done crying on election night.
Oh, they're not done.
But the TDS kicked in, and they've been trying to figure out how to get rid of them ever since then.
We got John Spann on the line. John, how are you doing this evening?
Hey, good evening, guys. Listen, if I hopped in my car right now, I could probably make it to the studio and take a mic for you if you want.
You'd have to drive pretty fast.
That might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, I hope you guys feel better. I've got a question about the impeachment scam. If when this comes to trial, is our great president going to have a chance to call witnesses or not?
I don't think he has to, but yeah, of course he can.
So do you think he can call any of the bad seeds out of the closet from the Democratic Party?
That's opened up. They put it on the table. That's open territory. In the Senate, it's controlled by Republicans. So I would assume that the Senate is going to follow a normal course, and they can have witnesses and everything. But that can of worms has been opened now.
Well, I've heard they floated two possibilities. So one possibility is that they just call the vote immediately. And they don't allow any discussion, any witnesses, nothing. Just call the roll. And they could do that.
Look bad.
But Trump actually has said, no, let's do the dang thing. He's like, yeah, like you said, let's do all of it. Let's call the witnesses.
Yeah.
Let's get the evidence out there for the people. And you know what? I actually... it says he wants full transparency for Republicans to call witnesses. So, like the whistleblower.
See, you have to stop and think about it this way. As long as he's in that framework, he can call witnesses. He can subpoena people. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? He can bring people out into the public and under oath ask them questions that they don't want to hear.
Oh, they'd be afraid of that.
Oh, absolutely.
But they're going to be cowardly.
Would they answer honestly anyway?
Well, they have to. Then you're in contempt if you.
And here's the problem.
Oh, what do they care? Under oath doesn't mean anything.
Well, but John, here's the thing. Here's what you got to understand. No lawyer worth his salt asks a question he doesn't already know the answer to. So if he asks them a question, he's already got somebody out waiting in the wings who'll walk in and go, "That's not true. He just lied." So I that's I think what they're looking at. Well, we certainly heard the music there. Okay, the thing is, it's our voice, George, not our hearing. All right, we're going to be back with more on Target Radio after a few messages, and we're going to keep pursuing this subject. I think it's kind of an interesting one. We'll talk about National Guard for gun registration, all kinds of nonsense. We'll return with more on Target Radio. And you're listening to AM 560, The Answer.
He really is nice.
I find everybody's nice.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson.
And you know who the nicest people are? The biggest criminals. The most scumbag politicians and the biggest criminals. You know what I find? Super nice. Just lovely.
Start your day with Chicago's Morning Answer. Weekday mornings starting at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
Do you like your gun range bag? There's a really cool local company here in Chicagoland that makes the finest range bags anywhere. And these quality range bags are so inexpensive that I bet you won't hesitate to buy one. The Hackett range bags from Hackett Equipment have it all. There are compartmentalized pouches that hold 2 or 4 pistols, ammo, mags, and even targets. Basically everything you need for a day at the range in a stealth design that doesn't resemble a range bag. Nobody will know you're carrying firearms. Additionally, they're super heavy duty and will last a lifetime because Hackett bags are 30% heavier than typical range bags. And the price is unreal. The large pack is under $100 and the small one under $80. But if you visit gunrangebags.com and use the promo code AM560, you'll save an additional 10%. Hackett equipment bags really are range bags that can hack it. That's gunrangebags.com, promo code AM560. Gunrangebags.com. Do it now.
Did you miss the open enrollment this year? I can help you purchase a PPO health insurance plan at any time that eliminates the mandatory maternity coverage. This is Tom Marabali, your health insurance advocate and independent producer for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois and other carriers. If you're over 50 and are covered by the Affordable Care Act, you're paying for maternity coverage every month whether you want it or not. In Chicago, the least expensive PPO health insurance plan under the ACA will cost $572 per month with a total out-of-pocket cost of $7,900 before your bills are paid at 100%. I can show you how to eliminate the mandatory maternity coverage and lower your monthly premium to $278 per month with a total out-of-pocket cost of $2,500 before your bills are paid at 100%. That's a savings of $294 a month and over $5,000 with my lower deductible. For a free quote and to see if you qualify, call me, Tom Marabali, at 630-863-3477. That's 630-863-3477.
Balance of Nature. Changing the world, one life at a time.
I really love this product. I feel like I never get sick. I work in a dental office. I'm a dental hygienist, and I'm always with a bunch of patients, always with a bunch of people. We have 60 employees in our office, front and back office, and I feel like someone's always getting sick. There's always someone with a sniffy nose right now, and I never get sick. I never get sick, and I have sustained energy throughout the day. It's a great product. I'll probably use this for the rest of my life, I'm sure.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. Call or go online now and become a preferred customer, which gives you our best pricing and free shipping. And we will take an additional 25% off of your first order. Plus, get a set of convenient travel bottles containing a free additional week supply of Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies. This will be a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call 800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code Chicago.
We now return to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer. If you have a question or an opinion, share it with us at 312-642-5600. And now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
So I guess the question really is, what did he do that was supposedly impeachable? They just made stuff up.
Well, right. They're just trying to make this fit, the requirements of what the Constitution says. And it doesn't at all, which Pat Buchanan points out in Town Hall. The way that they're using, what he says, the way that they're using obstruction of Congress, it doesn't even fit the definition of obstruction of Congress.
Right. And, the thing about transferring all the, missiles and all the stuff that they were going to transfer over, they got held up for some period of time. And they were claiming that was the reason. And how it was a terrible thing. It was a horrible thing. Obama...
it puts our national security at risk.
Right. Yet Obama didn't give it to him for 3 years. But that was okay.
Right. Yeah, no, that's not a problem.
So, I don't see anything that was actually impeachable. That issue was obstruction of Congress. That's not even listed in the...
Right. So, yeah, what he says is that, any tension, any disagreement between Congress and the executive branch is actually quite normal, and that such clashes are supposed to be decided by the Supreme Court, the third branch of the government, but they don't want to wait for that.
And this boils down to Biden. That's what they don't like him for him, period. But the big thing is, Biden, asking if there was anything on Biden. His kid's making $50,000 a month, while his father is supposed to be looking for corruption.
And I think it went up from there, because I've heard like 80-something thousand a month. So, I think the number went up.
Anyway, there's nothing in here. And what you said is true. They could take a vote, but it would look bad. If they did that, you know how what the liberals are going to go. Oh, they don't even consider all the work we did.
Sure.
They just, because they're Republicans, they just, voted on it. So no, I think because A, it would look bad, but B, because it gives them the right to subpoena anybody they want now. I think they're going to go looking for blood.
Well, and I think it would be really good. And I just love. We've talked about this before. I cannot say how much I love that every time they go digging for dirt, there's a Democrat at the bottom of the hole. All they find is Democrat stuff, and the Democrats are like, throw the dirt back on. It's just going to shed light on us.
They're like down there blinking their eyes going, no.
Stop there.
Not to use another analogy, but I mean, every time they've kicked the hive, they've gotten stung.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is absolutely no exception.
The funny thing is, it doesn't bother them.
No, they don't care. They're glutton for punishment. It seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what they think is going to happen, but eventually some of them are going to go to prison. I think.
I think so too.
I mean, I think it's almost inevitable.
You say that, but I mean, when was the last time that actually happened?
Well,
if you talk about Illinois, every 4 years.
So yes, Illinois is I guess the exception of the rule, but I mean, Hillary's still not in prison. I didn't just say that for the record, but I don't want to get suicided.
Yes. The two worst lists in the world are the Clintons' best friends and the Clintons' enemies.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're listening to On Target Radio. Give us a call, 312-642-5600. Weigh in on the whole thing. The other subject that we got that we want to talk about in this segment is Virginia. Virginia is in a very interesting situation. Virginia has long been a hardcore Second Amendment, the pro-gun people. Somehow, I suppose the somehow is this. It's probably a lot like Illinois. The people who work in D.C., many of them live in Virginia, on the northwest end of Virginia. And you have a very, very large population of liberals that live up there. The entire rest of the state isn't. But they managed to wrestle control of the legislature and the governorship. And so what do? The first thing they get in office,
gun control.
Exactly. They actually want to confiscate. They're gonna do all this sort of stuff. Well, it started with what was his name? The sheriff. Who was the first one? Was it Williams? No.
I don't know.
I can't remember who the first sheriff was.
Scott Jenkins.
Who was that county. And he said, you know what? I've taken an oath of office. I will not enforce an illegal, unconstitutional law. And it set off a firestorm. It went sweeping through the state. Last I saw, they had 50 or some counties.
Yeah, at least that number. And it's kind of just like Illinois, that kind of the Second Amendment sanctuary, as they called it, or I forgot what Will County called it, but a resolution in support of the Second Amendment, I believe is what it was called. I mean, that took off like wildfire, and it totally swept through the southern part of the state, and it's really reaching the northern part of the state now, and the same thing's happening in Virginia. And, I'm loving that this is happening. It's just showing that, these liberal strongholds, that there's really not a lot of support throughout the whole state. It's, maybe your little, voter base in your concentrated areas, but it's not a statewide supported initiative.
Well, it says here 70 places in Virginia declaring themselves as Second Amendment sanctuaries. Now, I think you're right. The interesting thing is it seems like there's an overwhelming preponderance of evidence that the people of the state of Virginia don't like the idea. But, of course, being liberal, they don't really care. That's not a big deal. So the next thing they go is, who's going to enforce this? If you're going to take guns away from people, who exactly is going to enforce that? And we've talked about this many times, and one of their legislators in the Virginia House said, "Well, it's simple. We're going to send the National Guard after him." And you could hear the commander of the National Guard choke on a fur ball, and he goes, "Well, the governor controls hum," and just sort of. I mean, what is he going to say? He serves at the pleasure of the governor,
They may be surprised to find out how many members of the National Guard might not actually go along with it.
And that's the other side of the coin, because we've said this many times, like in law enforcement. we know a lot of, cops, and a few of them are probably anti-gun, but most of them are not anti-gun. And if you said to them, you're going to, first of all, forget about the fact whether you are pro-2A or anti-2A. Are you going to walk up to a house and go, "Hi, I'm here to take your guns"? Seriously? You know what I'm saying?
First of all, it's not going to go over very well.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what we've all been predicting for years, is that they're not going to do it because that could go very badly for them.
And we're even finding with a lot of these red flag law confiscations that they're not going well.
No.
And these could be, totally justified, per whatever, and gone through the court system. And these could really be people that shouldn't have firearms in the first place, but when they're going to confiscate them, they're running into problems. And that's just a very, very small percentage of the maybe or maybe even not, law-abiding gun ownership population.
Well, and I think the problem is the people that you would send are probably not anti-gun. Now, if your paycheck counts on going and doing your job, then, there's going to be some thought process there. But the sheriff, Jenkins, I think is his name,
right,
came up with a rather creative way to solve the problem. He just says, you know what? I got X number of concealed carry holders in my county. I'm going to deputize all of them.
There you go.
Poof. You can take guns away from cops? How's that going to work?
Right.
So that's kind of an interesting thing. But it shows you that they're at loggerheads because the governor is so bent on gun control and everybody else downstate is so bent on not gun control. And every time they come up with plan A, they come up with their plan B, and they're just banging their heads back and forth.
Well, yeah, both sides are obviously throwing up their largest, wildest, end game there. But it goes to show that, there's got to be some middle ground, not that I'm for, coming to reasonable or whatever, sensible gun control or whatever they talk about as a means to take guns. But there's got to be some middle ground, and there's got to be support for the Second Amendment.
There is. The other thing they talked about is, the large capacity magazines, which one of them said, that's stupid. I mean, and that is stupid.
It is. I mean,
yeah.
So you can reload, how quickly if you're actually trained.
I see the problem is most of these people haven't got the faintest idea what a speed reload is. But anyway,
no.
We got to take another break. When we come back, Virginia has another thing they're going to do. Banning guns isn't good enough. There's more coming up when we return with On Target Radio. And you're listening to AM 560. The Answer.
Hey, how would you like to have your mortgage or rent paid for an entire year? Would that qualify as a Christmas miracle?
It's a Christmas miracle.
Yeah, you betcha. So it could happen if you enter to win our Christmas Mortgage Miracle Contest, presented by AM Woodland Outdoor Design from now through December 20th. But you can only win if you enter. And to do that, go to 560theanswer.com and search for the keyword miracle. That's 560theanswer.com, keyword miracle, to enter for a chance to have your mortgage or rent paid for all of 2020.
Fox News, I'm Mike Piazza. A presidential impeachment vote set for midweek. House Intel Chair and Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff on ABC's This Week with some ideas on why there's been no Republican testimony thus far.
They realize what's been presented in the House is already overwhelming, but that there's more damning evidence to be had. And they don't want the American people to see that. And I think that's disgraceful.
The president expected to be charged with both abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders angered by a Major League Baseball decision.
It's not just another business where you can pay people low wages and then shut down your enterprises in communities where they mean so much to the kids and the families.
Sanders speaking at an Iowa rally, Major League Baseball threatening to cut ties with the minor leagues. America is listening to Fox News.
Hard drives fail. Viruses destroy data. Having a copy of your work, photographs, financial records, and other important files is one step in a thorough backup plan. Geekometrics offers a secure online solution by placing a copy of your data off-site where it's safe from theft, fire, and unauthorized access. Losing photos and financial information is devastating. Geometric's secure online backup solution is a reliable way to back up important files. The most common reasons for not backing up are uncertainty about what needs to be backed up and how to do it reliably. Geometrics provides a full-service managed solution with no storage limit. Geometrics does all of the setup, configuring, testing, and monitoring. Your data is even safe when you travel with your Mac or PC laptop. Call 630-759-9283 to talk to a specialist who can help you keep your data safe. 630-759-9283. Geometrics, helping you keep your data safe.
Safer USA, Chicago's most trusted name in firearm training, is offering beginners classes, tactical pistol and rifle, long-range rifle to 600 yards, and the most comprehensive Illinois concealed carry program available. AM 560 On Target Radio co-hosts David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz will prepare you to carry a firearm for personal protection, including firearm, holster, and ammunition selection. A comprehensive law review designed to keep you out of trouble and even how to deal with home invasions. Firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invite you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
I'm Dan Proff.
And I'm Amy Jacobson.
And we're here to tell you about our 2019 Food for the Poor campaign.
Food for the Poor is a nonprofit, faith-based organization that provides food, water, medicine, clothing, and life-saving supplies directly to local organizations throughout the Caribbean and Latin America. These are places that have been devastated by poverty, disease, and natural disasters like hurricanes.
This year, we're working to help displaced families that have fled from Venezuela to Colombia because of the ongoing crisis in Venezuela after years of corrupt socialist leadership. Nearly 5,000 Venezuelans are fleeing to Colombia each day. This has created a humanitarian crisis.
Food for the Poor's partners in Colombia have set up 11 feeding centers that can serve more than 9,000 people each day, but they need your help. For a gift of $300, you can feed a family of 4 for an entire year. That's just $25 a month.
To make that gift, just call 844-862-4673. Again, that's 844-862-4673.
Or visit 560theanswer.com/food, and thanks in advance for your generosity.
Digital marketing is a big part of just about every business. It's everywhere. Is your business using it to your advantage? Are you receiving your share of the leads? If you're not effectively using digital media, you could be losing sales by the second. Even worse, your customers can be grabbed up one by one, never to return. Not sure if you're losing out to the competition? Salem Surround can help you. We give you all the right tools to surround your target audience and turn website visitors into leads. Salem Surround is a full-service digital agency providing you with all your marketing under one roof. Total market penetration for increased return on investment. Contact Salem Surround for a free evaluation of your digital presence and to learn more how we can help you place your advertising message in front of today's digital consumers. Salem Surround helps deliver customers by putting your business message in front of the right person at the right time. Learn more at surroundchicago.com. Surroundchicago.com, connecting you with new customers.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer, with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life. To participate, call the studio at 312-642-5600.
I suppose to just sort of wrap up the Trump thing, you know, high crimes. The one thing that Trump did do, and I don't know, I'm not sure that it's really illegal, but the one thing that he did do is he told the entire executive branch, don't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Even though some were subpoenaed, they go, no, just don't go. So that's something. But that's not, it's not in the Constitution.
No.
I mean, it doesn't say that there are any rules that you have to follow.
I can't remember who it was on the committee. It actually, I think it was the Republicans' counsel on the Judiciary Committee. So the second part of the hearings that was just on like last week, the Republican counsel, he was good. I mean, he was like kicking butt and taking names. I was like, you go. And he was saying that in a lot of these type of situations, if they try to work with the person and like try to come to some agreement under which they will testify, sometimes they can get people who are initially unwilling to testify.
Sure.
Sometimes they can get them to agree. And so, he was pointing out that that's the right thing to do, is to like go through the process, try to work with the person, try to come to some agreement. And if not, you go through the courts. But the Democrats aren't willing to wait.
Well, here's the interesting thing. You don't even have to be nice about it. And they do this with the mafia guys all the time. If you actually know who you're talking to, I mean, you know what they have and haven't done, right? You can literally bring them into court and say, we are going to forgive, what's the word I want? I guess forgive everything you've done. Now you can't plead the fifth.
Oh,
because you got nothing to protect, right?
Okay.
So then if they ask you a question you refuse to answer, you're held in contempt of court.
Oh.
So that's a little trick that they like to do. As long as you know the guy. Now, if it turns out the guy was a serial killer and you've just, basically given him a freebie. But yeah, if you know, it's like if he's like a capo or something, and you know what he has done and hasn't done, you're after a bigger fish, then I can't think of the word for that.
Pardon?
No, it's not pardon.
Pardon?
Expunge? I don't know.
No. George is coming up.
Immunity?
Immunity. Bingo.
There you go.
Yeah, if you give him, I'm giving you immunity from everything you've done in this situation, then you got no Fifth Amendment because you don't have anything to defend.
Well, you may not have a Fifth Amendment, but can they compel you to recall?
Well, if you're asked a direct question, yeah, you can always say, I don't remember, which is what they love to say.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, but it puts them in a tenuous position.
It does, but
generally when they do that, the prosecutor knows exactly what he can get away with.
Right.
Yeah, anyway. I'm surprised that they don't have our favorite prosecutor involved in this on the Republican side.
Yeah.
Gowdy.
Mr. Trey Gowdy.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be like, pulling in an Offenhauser blown engine when you just need a Volkswagen. But yeah.
Yeah, I should pull up some of the footage of the Republican counsel on the Judiciary Committee, because that guy, oh my gosh, that guy has got his crap together. I also like what Ranking Member Doug Collins said when the Democrats delayed the vote to the next day. He said, "This is why people don't like us. This crap like this is why people are having such a terrible opinion of Congress. They know it's all about games. It's all about the TV screens. They want the primetime hit." And I love that. I was like, oh, that's good.
So they know it, but at the same time, they're not going to do anything about it.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it happens. So the other thing we wanted to cover in this segment before we take a break, we want to go back to Virginia, as painful as that may be. So it's not enough to outlaw firearms. Now they want to pass a bill that outlaws anything that can be considered a militia exercise, which means one of the things they specifically say is they want to outlaw any martial arts instruction or practice. Now think about that.
Well, that's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because, okay, so you don't want me to have a gun. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go and do the next best thing that I can probably do to defend myself, which is to learn some kind of, Krav Maga or, whatever it is, to be able to better myself, or like maybe even the women's self-defense class that Margot taught, right?
Right.
Is that still considered like martial arts in a way, or, is this now illegal?
Well, martial arts and firearms, too.
Well, I was going to say, they also don't want people teaching firearms instruction, gunsmithing.
Yet they have concealed carry that has to be taught by a person who's certified NRA instructor. So
they're voiding their own concealed carry law.
Exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. And the words that they actually use is that know or having reason to know or intend that such training will be employed for use in or in the furtherance of civil disorder. Well, how do you know that? Yeah, there's no way to know it. So it's a stacked deck, and that is not going to stand the test of the Supreme Court. But how many people are going to fall by the wayside in the interim?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but I think that's interesting. What they literally are doing is they are saying we do not want the residents of the state of Virginia to be able to defend themselves.
Period.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to have our AOC moment of Zen, and we're going to talk about Jews being targeted in America. Man, that's another one. Anyway, we'll be back with more On Target Radio after a few messages, and you're listening to AM 560, The Answer.
Balance of Nature, changing the world one life at a time.
I see a big change in both my grandchildren. They're sleeping better, they're going to bed earlier, they're able to fall asleep better, and their grades are improving in school. For some reason, this generation of kids have not been raised on eating whatever was put on the table. They've been kind of catered to, and fruits and vegetables are not a big part of what they eat. So I see a big difference in both these boys. More kids should take this. It's no more expensive than a really good vitamin, to be honest with you.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. Call or go online now and become a preferred customer, which gives you our best pricing and free shipping. And we will take an additional 25% off of your first order. Plus, get a set of convenient travel bottles containing a free additional week's supply of Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies. Call 800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Famous conservative quotes, presented by Automated Systems.
Here's a Churchill quote to improve your outlook. A pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. An optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. Wise words to live by, indeed.
Manufacturing companies, I encourage you to call my friend Laz Kulchar from Automated Systems. Automated Systems is a software and systems integration company that specializes in companies that are required to meet FDA compliance requirements. Automated Systems will create a custom solution for your business that will make your production lines, facilities, and plants run more efficiently. Imagine less downtime, more speed, and fewer rejects. From Fortune 500 to startup, ASI delivers solutions for your toughest automation challenges. For information, I encourage you to talk to Laz at Automated Systems. Call 844-HIRE-ASI or visit hireasi.com. That's 844 HIREASI, 844-HIRE-ASI, or online at hireasi.com.
12 days of Christmas? Not likely. At Tasty Catering, their chefs have been cooking up brand new winter menu items all year long. So when the temperature drops and you start humming holiday jingles, they're ready to serve you the best holiday party catering feast around.
The highly anticipated Tasty Catering holiday menus are already available online for you to browse. And what's more, the Tasty Catering staff is ready to use their award-winning service to get you into the holiday spirit.
Holiday party planners from companies throughout Chicagoland, from downtown to the far suburbs. Tasty Catering invites you to their kitchens to taste some delicious holiday menu items. Then, let their friendly team help you plan the most successful holiday party yet.
Don't wait. Call them today at 847-593-2000 or visit tastycatering.com to schedule a holiday lunch date on them.
Visit tastycatering.com now. Full menus are online, and their staff has an invitation waiting for you to come and sample.
tastycatering.com, 847-593-2000.
We now return to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer. If you have a question or an opinion, share it with us at 312-642-5600. And now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
It's time now for your moment of AOC Zen.
Just when we were convinced that Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was incapable of offering anything positive for the betterment of society, we have this. Recently, AOC sided with her social justice warrior brothers and sisters in support of their demands for freedom from an oppressive government. Specifics yet to come. Call me doubtful, but it appeared to me the primary objective was to riot, smash windows, roll over, and tag cop cars and get a little free shopping time. All with impunity, and particularly so that they could jump the turnstiles in the subway system. Nothing says you're challenging the man, like ripping off the $2.75 subway fare. AOC elucidated, ending mass incarceration means challenging a system that jails the poor to free the rich. Okay? Got to work on that one. Arresting people who can't afford $2.75 fare makes no one safer and destabilizes our community. New Yorkers know that. They're not having it, and they're standing up for each other. Well, they are standing up. They're standing up and going to register to vote as a Republican, it turns out. One observer, referring to AOC, noted, New York City is livable precisely because they started enforcing quality of life crimes. Make of that what you will, you criminal excusing ingrate, unquote. Watching the accompanying video coverage, I was struck by how guilty the guys wearing business suits appeared, standing there casually observing the rioting and looting, clinging to their corporate strategy handbooks in one hand and their Glocks and occasional Casull 454 Magnum in the other. Yet, you could tell their hearts weren't in it. They had dreams of a retail Christmas season barn burner. Perhaps that's not the best choice of words. In yet another riot, protesters went up against the brutality of the NYPD, who were forcing them to move on. Oh, the inhumanity of when a uniformed officer would call out, "You're a bum." Yet this is exactly where AOC turned things around for the better. She backed the social justice warriors' newest Goodwill Dancing Award toward a planned crackdown on fare beaters at the Hoyt-Schemerhorn subway station. Minutes later, arriving at the station, everyone got out and walked into a huge demonstration by the radical social justice warriors called Antifa. Violence was ignited by an online video showing police officers trying to break up a fight between teens at the J Street Metro Tech subway station. A cop is seen in the cell phone video punching one of the teens. The mob now turned its ever greater inflamed attention to the NYPD, trying to crack down on fare beaters. The social justice warriors charged the increasingly growing mass of people, hopped turnstiles while flipping off a collection of New York's finest, which led to a confrontation, and a couple of cops got sucker punched, which led AOC to tweet her support of an anarchy against police protest, hence the Punch a Cop movement was started. Punch a Cop sounds like a socially relevant plan to me. I mean, let's face it. If these psychos go around blindsiding cops, it won't be long before cops take preemptive action. In other words, they will be locked and loaded waiting for the angry kid to take a swing at the cop. The end result is going to be a lot of bleach in their end of the gene pool, and in the long run, a win for society. As a side note, all you need to know about the Bernie Sanders campaign recently came to light when he announced AOC would play, and I quote, "a very important role in the White House if I become president," unquote. I think we're going to need a lot more bleach.
Yeah, let's. I'm going to get some stock in Clorox, I think.
Yeah.
It's time to
What's
buy
their
some.
parent company again? Is it
I
SC
think-
Johnson or?
No, I think Clorox might be. Well, they've got their own symbol on the stock exchange.
Oh, do
so
they? Okay, well, there you go.
You could just buy Clorox.
Cool.
I see that we...
I'll be expecting your call tomorrow at Edward Jones.
We have a caller from Racine. I'm not quite sure how much time we have left here. What do we got? Well, fine.
Well, 5 more seconds than we did before.
Right. We have a caller from Racine.
Less, actually.
David, go ahead. How are you doing this evening?
I am most satisfactory. Well, Mike, I'll make it quick. In Virginia, they not only banning guns, but banning self-defense. Could this be in response to the fact that the lieutenant governor is an accused rapist? And, you don't want to be able, if you don't want a woman to be able to defend herself against an armed rapist, or against an armed victim,
I didn't know that, but he is a Democrat, so it's understandable.
But,
Did I say that?
kind of goes to a theory I have that gun control advocates are basically engaged in activities that would make them afraid of the next Ellie Nestler.
I hear you, and I certainly agree. We're got a quick thing we do want to cover in this segment before we close. They're targeting Jewish people again, and I find that hard to believe, but it's happening yet again.
Yeah, there have been a number of attacks in America in the last 15 months. And then you could also consider, I think, the attack in Paris. One of the shootings in Paris involved a Jewish grocery store also. But yeah, the worst one was the shooting at the synagogue in Pittsburgh. That killed 11 Jews and wounded 7. And then there was also a shooting at a Passover service in Poway, California. That killed 1 person and wounded 3. And then there was the most recent one was in Jersey City that killed 4. But that was a kosher grocery store.
Jews are notorious for being anti-gun, and if I were Jewish and haven't been kicked all over the planet by every other country, I'd be armed to the teeth.
Oh yeah,
I don't get it. Got to take another break. When we come back, we'll have Gretchen's actions items. We'll kind of wrap things up. So we'll be back with more on Target Radio after these brief messages. And you're listening to AM 560. The answer.
Hard drives fail. Viruses destroy data. Having a copy of your work, photographs, financial records, and other important files is one step in a thorough backup plan. Geekometrics offers a secure online solution by placing a copy of your data off-site where it's safe from theft, fire, and unauthorized access. Losing photos and financial information is devastating. Geekometrics' secure online backup solution is a reliable way to back up important files. The most common reasons for not backing up are uncertainty about what needs to be backed up and how to do it reliably. Geekometrics provides a full-service managed solution with no storage limit. Geekometrics does all of the setup, configuring, testing, and monitoring. Your data is even safe when you travel with your Mac or PC laptop. Call 630-759-9283 to talk to a specialist who can help you keep your data safe. 630-759-9283. Geekometrics, helping you keep your data safe.
Did you miss the open enrollment this year? I can help you purchase a PPO health insurance plan at any time that eliminates the mandatory maternity coverage. This is Tom Marabali, your health insurance advocate and independent producer for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois and other carriers. If you're over 50 and are covered by the Affordable Care Act, you're paying for maternity coverage every month whether you want it or not. In Chicago, the least expensive PPO health insurance plan under the ACA will cost $572 per month with a total out-of-pocket cost of $7,900 before your bills are paid at 100%. I can show you how to eliminate the mandatory maternity coverage and lower your monthly premium to $278 per month with a total out-of-pocket cost of $2,500 before your bills are paid at 100%. That's a savings of $294 a month and over $5,000 with my lower deductible. For a free quote and to see if you qualify, call me, Tom Marabali, at 630-863-3477. That's 630-863-3477.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer, with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life. Stand by. Here's Gretchen with your action items for the week.
The following Safer USA class is at our facility in Waterman. Saturday and Sunday, January 4th and 5th, Illinois Concealed Carry 1. This 16-hour class will be taught by David and meets the training requirements for Illinois Concealed Carry, as well as Florida and Arizona. To sign up for classes, go to saferusa.com and click on register.
I hate it when I'm running faders and nothing fades.
Well, I think because the sounds coming from the board are coming in the right-hand side of the headphones and the other sides are on the left, so I'm not sure that it's whatever.
I actually faded it quickly in here so that we could make sure we heard Gretchen. I didn't know if she was going to start right away. So I apologize. That was me.
Yeah, I'm back here frantically hitting sliders, and I'm getting nothing.
We're hitting all kinds of buttons, and
yeah.
I
turned you back up if you want to play something.
I was going to go ahead and pour coffee in it.
Pour water down the back of it.
It's a little bit of an inside joke here in our studio, where we have to come in with liquids hermetically sealed, which we, yeah.
Yeah, actually, there was one little thing on the Jews that I didn't get to cover. That
oh, that's bad.
To the shock of the local Jewish community when speaking with local blacks after the shooting in Jersey City, they were greeted with anger and disdain rather than sympathy. One of the black people spoke of Jewish shenanigans. Another said if Jews were being shot, it was a good thing. So apparently there's some pent-up animosity between the black community in Jersey and the Jewish community.
Do you think it's really that, though, or do you think it's more just believing what they hear and they see and they don't actually really think that, or do you think there is a lot of pent-up animosity?
I don't know. It kind of sounds like they weren't cherry picking.
Well, what's interesting is Jews have always stuck up for blacks.
Well, and Jews aren't really ones to go start trouble.
No.
Right? So I'm not sure what they could have done. I mean, obviously it's a whole different geographic area, but I don't know what they could have done to create that animosity.
Liberals,
Not saying they couldn't have, but
liberals have been very good at taking segments and dividing them.
That's their whole game,
making
divide and
them
conquer.
stand on their own.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the only way that they are where they're at today.
And it's a shame because now you're seeing the fruit of that, of 40, 50 years of them doing that. Now the fruit of that is they're rioting in the streets and they're burning each other up and rolling police cars, and it's just totally gotten out of hand.
Well, they're good at dividing, but they're also good at taking all those divided groups and herding them up as one bunch of sheep that blindly follow, right?
When it comes time to vote, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've said that many times. The problem with conservatives is they're allowed to think, which sometimes I wish we could stop that, but but the Democrats don't. They get told who to vote for, and that's it. That's who they vote for.
Yeah, I mean, they follow marching orders.
Yeah.
They have all these shepherds, but all these shepherds have the exact same marching orders.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So it is interesting. And, of course, the outcome of whoever gets elected, nothing changes. If anything, it gets worse.
Yeah, and us Republicans, we have different leaders of our certain different factions, but we all think independently, and even within those groups, we still think independently, which I think is one thing that makes us great, but it's also
one thing that defeats us.
It makes us very weak, right?
In the next election, if I hear anybody say, I'm going to vote my conscience, I'm going to kick their butt.
Yeah, that's primaries is the time for that cool stuff.
Yes,
you can do that. That's cool. But when it comes time to, actually pick the leader.
Right. When it comes to November, you have to we have to get together.
Yeah.
We got to do it.
You see how well it worked out in Illinois not doing that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'd like to thank you for listening to On Target Radio.
We'd also like to thank George Hoffman on the board. Learn how you can be a sponsor partner for a lot less than you think. Call 815-741-3474 for details.
And be sure to listen next week when we'll be covering more red meat issues that affect your life, probably with a pre-recorded show.
We were going to have a great Christmas show. I don't know what will happen.
We were, but maybe not. I don't know. We'll
Santa
see.
Claus came in and dumped a bag of coal.
It'll be something pre-recorded.
It'll be a surprise.
Yeah. Okay, well, be safe this week, and we will see you next week.
Tasty Catering invites you to come together this holiday season and celebrate with great food and great company.
Since 1989, Tasty Catering has been planning memorable holiday office parties all over Chicagoland and bringing your team together this year in the spirit of the season.
Their delicious holiday menu at tastycatering.com features all the amazing appetizers and entrees, savory side dishes, and decadent desserts that you'll need for the ideal holiday office party.
From elegant plated dinners to casual company buffets and festive cocktail hours.
Stop by their Elk Grove Village Kitchen and meet their award-winning catering family and sample some of their new and classic holiday menu dishes.
The experienced holiday events team is ready to take you step by step through the planning process, simply and stress-free.
Don't delay. Call Tasty Catering at 847-593-2000